Look how it gives us the,
So what, we have to warp to the west edge of, or the east edge of the Great Camelot Bridge and see a scene, right?
I think you're right. Oh.
So if we cut the tie between Mount Tellus and Heldolf, we'll be home free, right?
I'm not so sure about that. He's strong enough to use the Earth itself as a vessel. Will that really be all that it takes?
Right. We'll probably have to purify all the malevolence attached to the land as well.
Is that right, Layla?
She sells seashells by the seashore. Yep.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
He's got to be doing that on purpose.
Originally, he was the one who would purify the land. His power was the blessing of the land itself.
Like a natural purification of sorts, huh?
Don't think that's gonna be enough this time.
Certainly the activities of the shepherds also contributed to the Earth's natural purification from the outside.
But now it's just Saray, and no one else.
We need to have a plan of action before moving on. But all the same, we can't sit around brooding all day.
For sure.
Dezel sure could.
He sure could.
Monoliths is Maven.
The words in the ancient tongue inscribed on them do have a distinctive written style. It could have been him.
I think I've seen them before too. I couldn't read them, of course, but when I asked Maven, he said, "It's my secret code."
That does sound like Maven.
I wonder if he placed those monuments in various regions to help guide the shepherd.
They may have been built in a different order, but for them to be placed progressively as you head south of Elysia doesn't seem coincidental.
But judging from how weathered they look, surely they were made more than 10, 20 years ago.
Think we've been following the footsteps of a former shepherd?
You might be right.
We got the Danger Junior.
Carlos Danger.
Yeah,
did
but
you?
let us go.
I'm somewhat depressed. You did know what I was referencing, right?
I know I've heard of him before.
That's Anthony Weiner's pseudonym.
Oh yeah. It's a good pseudonym. But hey, conveniently we killed the gigantic monster in the way.
I've prepared some gel.
Hey, it's not a
You
dark
know how much
bottle.
he likes those. Just
Like, really the only value of remedy preparation is the fact that it randomly makes herbs. If you really get down
at the
to
point
it.
where we're at with fusion, should we switch them back to cooking? I don't know if we should switch them back to cooking. We're almost at 100 fusion points.
We probably should. It depends on how important we think the
I
recipes
mean, if we
really
make
are.
some more bomb chick or whatever it is, I'm gonna put Lila on it because she's better at cooking and leave Edna on fusion for a bit.
I guess none of Edna's skills really mean anything at our current point in the game.
Yeah, looks like both Rollins and Highland are ready to take the kid gloves off. It's gonna get ugly.
Yeah, and I hear it's all going down at Glaivend Basin.
Do they fight wars anywhere else in this world?
Food and weapons.
It's actually kind of convenient that they have a huge desert that they can just desecrate each other in.
This is bad. If any more malevolence
It's not like you
collects-
can really make a desert, you know, more uninhabitable.
That's probably...
Kinda weird that we can't warp to Lamorat Cave entrance.
There's probably some people standing in the way there to prevent you from entering Highland via
That
Lamorat
does
Cave.
make sense.
Because if you went back to Elysia right now, it would cause serious questions. You know, like, why not just go to Camlon?
Reporting casualties for the Blue Tempest Knights. 118 wounded, 30 dead.
Be careful.
Report. Approximately 50 casualties on the enemy side.
So you're winning.
Is it over already?
Don't kid yourself.
It's no more than a skirmish along the front lines.
If both armies were clashing full on, the body count wouldn't be anywhere near this low.
This... low?
Where are the Platinum Knights? Sir, they're still struggling to evacuate Lastonbell. Can't they see there's no time?
Saray, there's no point in just staying here.
The Platinum Knights are in Lastonbell.
Let's go see Sergei.
Yeah.
Question is, what order do we want to do this in?
Sergei first is pretty logical.
Yeah, I mean, it's close to where we're dumped out to, and it's...
Pretty. Yeah. And then we want to do the part where we actually have Rose. And we definitely want to deal with Meltron last.
Yeah.
Boss!
Talfrin, what happened?
We were all... captured in Pendrago. They said we murdered the Cardinal. At the behest of the Kingdom of
Half
Ireland.
right.
What? But I was the one who...
It was Lunar. He approached the Empire and suggested they frame it this way.
Of course. The Empire was just itching for a justification to launch a war.
If they could tell the world that Highland had assassinated their cardinal...
Almost too perfect.
Lunar laid an ambush for us. If Igil hadn't shielded me, I would've... I'm sorry. I couldn't do anything but run away.
We knew this might happen sooner or later. Part of the job description. But still.
Rose, you should go.
But we have to stop the war!
We all know what they'll do now that they've trumped up a justification.
Dispose of the evidence.
You can't leave them like that, can you? After all, they're your family.
You said it yourself, didn't you? You and I have two very different jobs.
Thank you. I'll be back.
What about us? Should we be rescuing the scattered bones or stopping this war?
Both are vital, but we can't be in two places at once.
Sergei's in Lastonbell.
Alicia's probably at the Highland Army base.
Then...
If I...
Okay. We know that fire armatus is the most effective tactic for this next fight. Because I seem to recall them being weak. Either it was enemies weak to fire or something.
Lila has a 4-stack right now, doesn't she?
Which should be fine.
Which means you'll have a 5-chain.
I was almost thinking about just letting you do this since you spent so much more time in
If I remember
fire.
correctly,
I mean, I
isn't
can.
there some kind of cave or something leading to Highland around here?
Right, the Lamorak Cave.
Okay, yeah. So, Lastonbell.
You know you can quick
I
jump,
certainly could. Why would I?
Lies and prevarications. That's all you're good for.
Yeah, why aren't you fighting back against Highland?
Please, calm down and listen to me.
Like, every time you run into
I'm sorry.
Sergei, he's
I
being
couldn't stop
scolded
war
by
from breaking out.
the people.
There's time to prevent the worst.
Yes. I'm trying to minimize the casualties. That's why I'm asking the citizens to evacuate the...
Screw that! Did my dad and brother die because of those Highland bastards so you could run away?
You useless, bleeding heart pacifist! So we just hand Lastonbell over to Highland. Is that it?
This is really when Sergei should be like, I am covered in body armor and have a sword. Come at me.
Then we'll fight back with our entire army.
The killing will never stop at that rate.
A knight afraid of killing his enemies? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, get out there and slaughter those Highland scum! It's our city and our property! We'll never surrender it!
You coward! You don't even care! Your job should be to protect us!
Let's step outside of town for a moment.
Come on.
You're failing.
I know I am.
Don't you run away, you craven good-for-nothing!
Let's have it. There we go.
Traitor!
I just love the way, too, that
Have you no pride?
that Sorae's coat just gets stuck on that frame when you do this.
It's pretty great. It tells you a lot about how they programmed that animation.
Yeah. Put your life on the line for justice!
He does that every day. His coat also on this frame is clipping through his leg.
Yep. It sure is. Both legs, actually.
So Sergei's... Well, he couldn't walk right now. Luckily, Sergei's helping him. You might want to save.
Yay. We hit 100 fusion points.
It would be a very long episode of Sesame Street if he taught the idea of 100.
Huh. Ignorant townsfolk? They don't even know what you're going through!
Nevertheless, I can understand where they're coming from. The clash with Highland has already cost us many lives.
But still...
The citizens' malevolence has suddenly intensified.
It's like there's something else going on.
Sergei, we'd like to help you with this.
A Hellion!
Sergei, watch out!
Daddy!
There's something wrong here, but... Men, take formation 3! We cannot pull back if the people of Rollins are threatened. Run, child!
We should join them.
Right!
I'll thank you to stop interfering.
Not after all my work setting this up.
So you were behind this?
Yeah, she's gonna get set on fire.
Best part about this too is when you get back,
Domain!
Yeah, otherwise
Sergei's actually beat the Hellion, so you just have to ask yourself, it's like, how did Sergei actually stop a Hellion? Aren't we...
With force.
Aren't we led to believe that that should be outside the bounds of a normal human?
Wait.
There's an herb back
I know,
there.
I saw it. I want it too.
Yes, we were able to drive off the attackers.
Zavid! Huh?
Whoops. Don't respond to the Seraphim, stupid.
To fool even the wind. Impressive illusions.
Good thing her acting sucks. I'm just too much of a people person.
What are you up to disguised as Sergei?
The question is, what am I not up to?
But I know what he's up to right now, and that's getting torn to pieces by Hellions!
No, he's winning.
Bring it on, Shepherd!
This feels wrong.
That's the point. Don't hold
Remember, this particular enemy type 2 throws out a ton of hidden arts, though Sergei is throwing out lots of martial arts. But once you get started, kinda like Pringles, once you pop the fun doesn't stop. Well, there goes that enemy. You're using their orbs to charge. You're about to die. Oh, never mind. The recipe healed you. Just keep going. Oh.
Oh well. I got a little overzealous.
You did.
I can fix this problem, which cost me a third of my health. Yeah, I wanted David. That's exactly who I wanted.
Well,